It must be trailer week because the internet has been bombarded with sneak peeks of upcoming projects, starting with the first look at the Power Rangers movie. And like the gritty reboot it is, apparently this crop of teenagers with attitudes actually do have attitudes. Rather than spending all their time volunteering for various charities around Angel Grove, our new Rangers come together Breakfast Club style in a Saturday school for, well,
weirdos and criminals.
And rather than being selected to save the world, they instead stumble upon their power coins by accident and gain superpowers. Okay, it's not really Power Rangery, but like it or not,
It's happening.
Meanwhile, did you remember that Disney was still making Pirates of the Caribbean movies? In the first trailer for Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales, it seems that Jack Sparrow's gotten himself into some trouble. It looks like a supernatural pirate from Jack's past has come back to haunt him, and wasn't that the plot of Dead Man's Chest? Over on Netflix, Marvel Studios has released the first trailer for Iron Fist. There isn't much for story details in the trailer, but we do get a good look at the titular fist in action. And finally, it looks like Bat in the Sun is moving up in the world. This weekend they released a teaser trailer for their upcoming series, Ninjak vs. the Valiant Universe. This is the first project from Valiant Digital and will follow Ninjak as he interacts with various Valiant characters from Exo Manowar to Bloodshot, played by Jason David Frank. Over in video game news, some more new info about Pokemon Sun and Moon was released this week. The second stage evolutions for the 3 starters has been revealed, but more importantly, a demo for the game will be released on October 18th. The new demo will give you access to a special Greninja that can transform into an exclusive new form. Hitting theaters this week, if you just can't wait for Power Rangers, there's Max Steel, which so far actually looks more like Power Rangers than Power Rangers. Power suit and martial arts? Check. Smartass robot? Check. Giant alien monsters? Check. Next up we have The Accountant. Anna Kendrick comes across a handsome stranger that ends up being a hyper-competent freelance assassin. No, wait a second, sorry. That is Mr. Right from last year. Here we go. In The Accountant, we have Anna Kendrick, who comes across a handsome stranger that ends up being a hyper-competent freelance accountant that also kills people. Starting up on television this week, it's a big week for the CW. Supergirl makes the move from CBS to the CW for its second season, starting with a super team-up between Kara and her cousin. Meanwhile, Legends of Tomorrow promises more time travel adventures, going to historical locations, meeting famous people in history, and punching them in the face. It looks like we might see some crossover action with Supergirl, Flash, and Green Arrow, but if memory serves, they teased that in the first season too, and it never happened. And finally, Supernatural returns for its 12th season, and seriously, where do you even go from here? They've already killed God, for crying out loud. For video games, this week we have another game cashing in on the election with Mr. President. You play as Dick Rockhard Johnson, a Secret Service agent sworn to protect the most hated presidential candidate of all time, Ronald Rump. It could be a fun game simply because there's technically no way to lose. And speaking of foul-mouthed American icons, Duke Nukem is back with Duke Nukem 3D 20th Anniversary World Tour. The updated classic features a new level, a new incinerator weapon, and high-fidelity re-recordings of Duke's lines from the original voice actor. For something a little more original, Cards of Cthulhu doesn't have the highest production values I've ever seen in a video game, but a roguelike card-based RPG that pits you against various B-movie monsters seems like an interesting enough concept to take a look. The same can't be said for Ballistic Protection though. I love tower defense games quite a bit more than the next guy, but I'd have to be scraping pretty far down in the barrel before I played this. For 2D platforms, we have Goner, a procedurally generated platformer with roguelike elements and a really funky looking art style. It looks pretty neat. And finally, there's Ballistic, because stick figures committing horrible acts of violence never really gets old, even if this game looks more stealthy than actiony. That brings us to this week's CGBros video, and I hope you have time to sit down for this one because Darkwave Edge of the Storm is a 28-minute long short film from Darkwave Pictures. And this may be kind of cheating, but this week's awesome video is Superhero Fight Club 2.0, which sadly doesn't actually feature superhero fights, but is still fun to watch just the same.
Is this that Fight Club thing? Oh, I've heard so much about this, I'm so excited.
That's everything for this week, so which movie or series are you looking forward to the most? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe, pass this video around to your friends, and have a great week.